Oh, yeah, you know how I do it. Crepe, Aerosmith, featuring Beck here on KRFF 95.9 LPFM, RadioFreeFargo.org. We're streaming everywhere on this blue and green marble. You got an ear hole, we can get into it with the best independent radio station in the world as far as I'm concerned. It's 4 o'clock-ish. Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. I'm going to be with you for a whole hour. Talking about cannabis, the benefits of cannabis, legalization stuff regarding cannabis, and if it's a crazy drug story, if you're making your horse snort coke and the Associated Press covered it, or Boing Boing newspaper, I'll probably talk about it. So, welcome. Man, El Nino, I love you. I don't know what it's doing to other parts of the world, but it is giving us a swell winter. And so I'm pretty stoked about it. Again, Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. Right after me is usually Stinky Art, but no Stinky Art today. And then you got mixtape. Then we wrap it up with Artemis Blood Shrine, which according to the website, that's the name of the stupid show. And I don't mean stupid as in dumb. It's just slang jive that I'm using. But anyway, again, welcome. 420 will open a big fat bag of cannabis news, so stick with me. Last week was the turkey murder day, so I wasn't in here. I was eating a whole bunch of meat. I was. I mean, I had it all. Turkey, ham, steak, shrimp. And I broke my sugar treat rule, and I might have had some pie. I might have. But please consider making Radio Free Fargo 95.9 FM KRFF LP a part of your year-end giving. That's right, cash monies. We'll take Bitcoin or ETH. Radio Free Fargo receives no government funding, though we are a nonprofit, community, all-volunteer radio station, nor are we receiving any grant money. As a nonprofit, we are not allowed to do traditional advertising like commercial radio stations do. You can make a donation at our website, www.radiofreefargo.org. Simply choose the donation button. Please help Radio Free Fargo continue with its mission to serve the FM area. And if that's where you hailing from, I say hi to you. I believe God created cannabis for us to use as we see fit, and I worship him every Sunday. Antioch Church, 417 Main Avenue, 10 a.m. We do a recovery class. If you got a monkey on your back, or you've tossed the monkey, but you can feel him pulling on your pant leg, or like slipping little bananas in your back pocket, we can probably help you. We can't help you, but we know the guy upstairs, and he can take care of you. At 11 a.m. worship, I'm on stick duty. So, yippee. This show is brought to you by Black Cottage Alchemy. Black Cottage Alchemy on Facebook. Black Cottage Alchemy got the lotion for your outer body. You know, the skin on top of your bones. Sometimes that can require a little lubrication. Black Cottage Alchemy. Thank you for sponsoring this show. So, man, I don't know. What are we doing? I'm going to tell you right now, though, that I'm dusting off Fruitcake. It's a Christmas song. And I think it's because I can. And I just am really excited that I can play it. So, there it is. 420 will open a big fat bag of cannabis news. I was gone last week, so I have a plethora of stuff to talk about. And I can't think of any of it right now because that's just, why would I be able to think something? I mean, I can't think. So then why don't I stop thinking? And we're going to go ahead and play this song here. And this is my boy Fred Schneider, Fruitcake, 95.9. That's right. To all you fruitcakes out there, the Superions, Fruitcake, 95.9, RadioFreeFargo.org, Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. We're going to open a big fat bag of cannabis news at the 420. But we've got a few minutes to click away before that happens. So there'll be another song. I'm going to talk about some stuff. I don't know what it is yet because I'm just going to pick something off my little, tabulator, they call it. No, I don't think they call it that. But anyway, let me say a few things, though. Programming on KRFF, Radio Free Fargo, 95.9 is being underwritten by Flatland Guitar and Luthery. Flatland Guitar is your full-service guitar shop and your exclusive dealer for Yamaha, Taylor, Paul Reed Smith guitars and other brands. They sell guitars on consignment. They take trade-ins and have a full-service on-site repair center. Check out Flatland Guitar Luthery on Facebook or visit them in person at 145 25th Street South in Fargo. Their hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturdays 10 to 5, closed on the Lord's Day. I got one little thing here that I still have to read. You're listening to Radio Free Fargo, 95.9er. It's community radio. You a business owner, manager, got a nonprofit organization considering advertising? Why not learn what underwriting is on a nonprofit community radio station instead? To learn more about what underwriting is, please contact us at our website, www.radiofreefargo.org, or at our profile on Facebook. Why not let listeners know that you support the community by supporting a community radio station like us, 95.9. But yeah, I'm ready for Christmas, I think. You know? But anyway, this is from High Times. Cartel's primary pot distributor, El Mago, I don't know if it's Mago or Mago, but it stands for magician, shot dead in L.A. Eduardo Escobedo, a.k.a. the Magician, was the Sinaloa's cartel top cannabis distributor, was found dead at age 39. So this is kind of an interesting story, and this will get us to the break. Top member of the cartel, responsible for distributing thousands of pounds of illegal cannabis, was shot and killed in Southern California. Eduardo Escobedo. Sounds like a song, but anyway, in my head right now, the Lowrider song's playing. I mean, I can't let it mess up. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna come out. I mean, I gotta read this article. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office identified the second man, who was also shot dead, as Guillermo de Los Angeles Jr. They died at the scene after sheriff's deputies responded to a report of shots being fired in an industrial area. Apparently they were partying there. Coppers and firefighters arrived at the scene Thanksgiving morning after the shoot at an industrial property filled with warehouses. So, they don't have any motive. It appears there was some type of gathering or party at the location. But what's interesting about this guy, all right, is he's a convicted drug trafficker nicknamed the Magician in Spanish, El Mago. Escobedo was the primary local cannabis distributor for Ivan something Salazar, the son of, you guessed it, nobody was guessing, I know you weren't guessing, El Chapo. Remember him? So, Pablo Escobar, El Chapo. So, police believe Escobedo also allegedly put out a hit on a rival trafficker who was shot dead in his Bentley in 2008. In October 2013, Escobedo was wiretapped and allegedly recorded speaking with Guzman about smuggling over 5 tons of cannabis through a tunnel under the U.S.-Mexican border. Escobedo also allegedly laundering a bunch of money. He served nearly 5 years in federal pen for conspiring to distribute more than 22,000 pounds of cannabis and laundering drug proceeds. For reference, 22,000 pounds is the equivalent of 11 tons. He was released in 2018 after serving time. So apparently he's been eluding capture for over a decade. El Chapo, on the other hand, was arrested in 2014 in Mazatlan. In 2019, he was convicted by a jury. He got life plus 30. And he was ordered to pay $12.6 billion in forfeiture, which is crazy to me, because if you're in prison, you're going to have to, like, sling a lot of, like, you know, beef sticks. I mean, how are you going to kick down $12.6 billion? I don't get it. How in the world are you going to do that? So anyway, Guzman rose to the top of Mexican's infamous Sinaloa drug cartel. So addressing the court at his sentencing, Guzman said he had not been given a fair trial, complained about being held in solitary confinement. Since the government of the U.S. is going to send me to a prison where my name will never be heard again, I take advantage of this opportunity to say there was no justice here. Now, here's something you might not know. El Chapo's wife, Emma Cornell Ice Piero, was released in September of this year from a California halfway house. She was sentenced in 2021 to 3 years in prison, and she was spared. She had faced a minimum of 10 years in prison. But check this out. She was spared under a so-called safety valve provision. Huh? I mean, everybody know what I'm talking about? No clue. But it means because she had no prior criminal record, was not considered a leader, and was not personally involved with violence. So she just got a halfway house sentence. Guzman Salazar is one of Mexican, I don't know why I keep saying that, sorry. He's one of Mexico's most wanted men. Escobedo lived it up on social media in recent years, posting photos with Floyd, Al Pacino, and others. And no arrests. I mean, how hard are they looking anyway? You know? But what a shady character. And you're listening to Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. I'm your boy Wilson. 420, we're going to open up a big old fat bag of cannabis news. Also today on this very radio station, you got your mixtape, No Stinky Arts Music Mart today. And then Blood Artemis Shrine wraps up your day. Of course, there's tomorrow and the days after that. So, stay tuned. As they say in the business, keep it locked on 95.9. I think we're going to go ahead and play some tunes. I got brand new stuff here. This is from King Canyon, Otis McDonald, Eric Krasno. My boy Derek Trucks is going to do it on here too. 95.9. Man, the smoothness of Derek Trucks. If I could play slide guitar like him, I would quit my cleaning job today. Anyway, that was Mulholland featuring Derek Trucks. That's brand new for you here. KRFF 95.9, RadioFreeFargo.org. Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. That's the show. That's what's happening in this very hour. 4:20. Very soon. Very, very soon. In fact, like right now. So, I believe then we got to do this. If you're new to the club, this preempts the whole thing. So get your mind right. Get you a Snickers, whatever you about. And we'll see you in a few. This is how we do it. Bop, 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 bop. Hello, everybody. How you doing? 4:20. It's Thursday, a beautiful day here in Fargo-Moorhead. Again, apparently the culprit is El Nino, and I'm really liking them. However, my folks in Ecuador, they are on some, well, first of all, they run on hydroelectricity in Ecuador. Actually, I believe Colombia does as well, and their other neighbor, Peru. But just a little side tip for y'all. But anyway, they've got like major droughts happening in, I don't know if it's Central America, I don't know where they are. But anyway, they do restrictions on their electricity. So in the mornings from 8 to 10, they have a no power. And then from 1 to 4, so just imagine, they live in a town with 800,000 people in it. And there's towns with millions that all of a sudden the street lights don't work. I mean, it's already precarious and hairy to drive in these particular areas, and then you shut the street lights off. It's wild. And I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying El Nino apparently is the culprit for them. And apparently like Dallas and like Texas, everybody getting all kinds of water. Meanwhile, it was almost 50 degrees yesterday, people. Come on. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Now, my kid, she don't want a brown Christmas. And I'm thinking, you got a car, bruh. I'm feeling like I'm all right with the brown Christmas if I don't have to, keep bundling up just to walk a block. I get sidetracked. We're going to talk about cannabis, I promise. This first article here is from Ganjapreneur. 90% of Virginia medical cannabis patients obtain products outside of the legal market. Now, again, I never really know how they figure that out. Like, those are like a clicker, clacker, ticker, tacker. I don't know what's going on. How are you supposed to know? How you know that? Because I'm sure 90% of these patients ain't telling you, I'm getting it from Bob in the trailer park. You know what I mean? But apparently, the price of medical cannabis in Virginia is categorically higher than prices in other states, which, coincidentally forces the patients from purchasing products from outside the state's medical market. The report, which surveyed 1,800 consumers, 476 of whom are registered cannabis patients, they found patients on average spent $19 per gram. However, publicly available price data from the state's dispensaries suggested prices are about $14. Comparatively, the average price per gram in Washington, D.C. was $8. All right, and $9 in Maryland. So, the firm also found that about 57% of Virginia cannabis patients grew their own, and 65 of them obtained it from friends or family. So, again, I mean, I'm certainly a proponent for let's regulate it, let's look at it, let's the third party test it, let's keep the mold off the, mold free green and all kinds of other sort of things. But when you price it out of market, there's nothing wrong now with buying it somewhere else, like just a farmer's garden, just like raw milk at a farmer's market. I mean, you ain't going to probably find it in the store, but North Dakota recently made it legal to sell raw milk. So it's like once you legalize it, you kind of almost lessen the severity of a person wanting to do something and thinking it's like breaking the law. They're just like, well, you're charging me too much for this legal thing, and I can pay less than half from Uncle Jimmy, who I love that guy. He's a great guy. He always makes killer cakes for the holidays. His presents are banging. Why would Uncle Jimmy do me wrong? He wouldn't, and he's not. So it's like, it's kind of funny how legal states kind of almost make it cool to not go to a dispensary and get it somewhere else. It's just, and you use like, well, it's just economically feasible. It's not like, well, I'm trying to break the law or whatever. But anyway, Virginia need to get it figured out. Well, I'm going to talk about this quickly. I don't know if you guys lived under a rock, you guys were freaking out a couple, like last week, about Snoop D-O double saying he ain't smoking no more. Now, again, I could, because again, I don't believe smoking is a healthy way of ingesting. And I don't know that I would encourage it that way, So if he's going smokeless, I feel you, bruh. I'm all about smokeless. Stinkless, I call it. But anyway, Snoop Dogg trolls with smokeless statement. And it was kind of weird. At the end of the day, he says he's giving up smoke. And he wants his privacy respected. And then he shows up with this stinking smokeless fire pit. Solo stove. And everybody's like, oh, yeah. Well, man, they were talking about, like he said, and I could pull up these stats, but I don't have like a guy in here doing it. Like, hey, Jimmy, can you, hey, Bob, look up this. But apparently, Snoop Dogg says he has ripped through, they say, like millions of joints. Millions. And it makes sense. A lot of people just don't even know how he can do it. Same thing with the Wiz. But it is what it is, and we're going to talk about this. We've got a lot of kind of fun articles today. High Times, Napoleon Bonaparte, or is it Bonaparte, banned cannabis because the soldiers were getting too high. Now, I don't know if there's like, if Napoleon was on a podcast, I'm not sure where he was riffing about like his soldiers, I feel like that was a long time ago. But anyway, apparently there's a movie out, and don't put any evil thing in front of my eyes, playa. So yeah, once I became, I don't want to say religious. I'm just not watching anything. I never really liked watching anything anyway. I still have a YouTube account, but no TV, I can assure you I'm not watching the Napoleon movie. And I didn't even know that it was out. But there was a fabrication. One Scott who directed the equally sensational Gladiator. But even if Napoleon Bonaparte did damage these world wonders, this wouldn't have been the strangest thing to happen during his excursion into Asia Minor. Apparently, the Imperial French Army invaded Egypt in 1798 after capturing the Mediterranean port of Malta, with two purposes: to break up trade routes between India and England and to establish French rule. Napoleon's biggest obstacle wasn't the Egyptians themselves, but their love of hashish, a love that spread to his own soldiers and which he eventually resolved to ban, thus laying the foundation for Western Europe's approach to cannabis. The more you know, folks. Rather than forcing their own customs onto the Egyptians, Napoleon urged his administrators to embrace the local culture. French forces, including scholars and scientists, established libraries and research centers. Lacking access to their French wine and liqueur, they also learned about hashish and soon began frequenting the cafes where the substance was typically found. Legend has it that Napoleon issued a ban on hashish. I suppose he got around and he slammed his thing. Listen, folks, because the soldiers were too stoned to fight. But this is as much of a misconception as Ridley's film. In truth, hash did not become illegal till after the campaign had come to an end. The ban itself wasn't implemented by Napoleon, but one of his generals. And its goal wasn't to protect the French, but exert control, which makes more sense, So, issued in 1800, Manou's mandate is often considered the first drug prohibition law of the modern world. It's also one of the most uncompromising, prohibiting the cultivation, sale, and consumption in one fell swoop. Egyptians weren't allowed to smoke cannabis itself, nor were they allowed to mix it in their liqueur. Those who are accustomed to drinking this liquor and smoking the seed lose reason and fall into a violent delirium, which often leads them to commit excesses of all kinds. which is crazy. The ban, like many other idealistic goals pursued by Napoleon, didn't work out. According to Stoa, hashish continued to be grown, traded, and used across Egypt, a practice that, if archaeological finds can be believed, dates back as far as 3000 BC. Not only did French soldiers fail to prevent Egyptians from smoking the old hash, but they also ended up introducing the substance to Western Europe, and then it showed up in Vietnam. I believe my dad could even tell you about that. The French were no more successful at banning cannabis at home than abroad. They proudly refer to their intellectual circle as Club des Hashishans, the Hash Eaters Club in English. Despite pressure from their own government, the Egyptian city of Cairo blossomed into one of the biggest hash markets in the world. I feel like I'm learning something. Just as the French emperor had sought to regulate the consumption of hash, so too did he attempt to gain control over the production of hemp. So Napoleon actually demanded that Russia's Tsar Alexander I cease to do business with Grade B. No business with Britain meant less hemp. Less hemp meant a weaker army, and a weaker army meant a greater chance of victory. So isn't that crazy? Hemp producers was a major concern because you could make it into bags, ropes, sails, and what have you, and they were very strong. Anyway, you're listening to Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. I'm Wilson. We are nipples deep in another rabble-rousing edition of Canna-Talk ND. Every Thursday I get in here. Now I'm going to talk about, this is kind of an interesting thing, Ganjapreneur. Minnesota launching pilot program for saliva-based drug driving tests. This is kind of an interesting thing. The pilot program will be for data gathering purposes only, meaning samples will be given voluntary, but with no risk of arrest or driver's license suspension. So, the Office of Traffic Safety is pilot testing a saliva-based roadside cannabis impairment test. Tests will screen for 6 different compounds, including cannabis and opioids. Mike Hansen said that officials are not looking to find somebody who used 10 days or 14 days ago, but rather for people who used within the last couple of hours. And I don't know how you're going to find them on the street, like how you know where to be. The pilot program will be used for data gathering. The devices will be given to drug recognition evaluators who are specialized law enforcement officers. The state is using oral fluid mobile analyzer and the Drager Drug Test 5000. Ooh, the Drager Drug Test 5000. Whoa, that's heavy. According to Minnesota State data, Drager Drug Test 5000. That sounds like it'd also take out an appendix, you know? It's like, yeah, okay, we're going to do a saliva test, and sorry, we just chopped your foot off. We're having a hard time controlling this Drager Drug Test 5000 here, but, you know, you've got another leg, so you're good. According to Minnesota State data from 2018 to 2022, there were 15,000 drug driving incidents, compared to 8,000 incidents from 2013 to 2017. And again, a lot of times they're not differentiating, you know, they're not differentiating. We got a story here. Nurse banned for life. And this is from Boing Boing. What a great boingboing.net. Nurse banned for life from Carnival Cruise over CBD gummies. Melinda Van Veldehuizen, 42-year-old nurse from Dallas, received a lifetime ban from Carnival Cruise, which is kind of wild. For having non-psychoactive CBD gummies in her luggage, the contraband was discovered during a routine security check at the Port of Miami after an X-ray scanner detected metal nail clippers. So how do you get the nail clippers to CBD? I don't know. She packed the gummies for sleep issues. We got an article about how that's effective. And she was detained for 3.5 hours. And during this time, she said security weighed the gummies and asked if she had a license to possess them. She was eventually told she would not be allowed on the cruise. Captain Rocco Lebrano wrote her a follow-up letter informing her of a lifetime ban. So instead of going, yeah, we're sorry, man, whatever, they're like, oh, by the way, we also wanted to say, don't ever come back here again. The decision was based on your actions on the current cruise, which was a violation of the ship's rules. It interfered with the safety and enjoyment of other guests on the ship or caused harm to Carnival. That's crap. That just, to make it all worthwhile then, they still charged her the $5,500, even though she didn't go on. Right? That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. She got a lawyer, thankfully. They're considering legal action. Well, at least to get your money back, right? But here's the thing. When you say it interferes with safety and enjoyment, you're lying. You're lying. There is no safety or enjoyment interference from a sleep aid. It's just not true. You just can't. How can you say there was harm done to the carnival to the tune of your cruise amount, like $6,000? No. I hope they take those guys to task. And let's keep cruising here. Cannabis moment. Raid on unlicensed cannabis business on tribal land in Minnesota raises complex legal and political questions. And this is an interesting kind of story. About 3 months ago, Monoman County Sheriffs and White Earth Tribal Police raided Todd's tobacco shop, seizing around 7 pounds of cannabis. And I just want to mention that Minnesota is legal, along with $3,000 in cash, a cell phone, and surveillance system. The August 2 raid happened the day after rec became legal and was the first major enforcement action under the new law. But no charges have been filed in the case, and the state may not have the authority to prosecute him or any other tribal member for cannabis crimes on reservations. Thompson, a member of the White Earth Nation, didn't have a state permit to sell cannabis, nor did he have the consent of the tribal council, which voted days earlier to allow it cultivated in its tribal-run facility. Now, for his part, Thompson doesn't believe he needs the permission of the state or the tribal council to sell cannabis on the reservation under the Minnesota Chippewa Tribes Constitution or U.S. treaties with the Ojibwe. That's why Thompson said he and 4 other tribal members decided to sell cannabis out in the open from Ansema Tobacco and Pipe. The story's run for 5 years in Monoman. We were pushing our rights, he said. We're just sick of being held down. And every economic opportunity we're held back from. They made it hard for law enforcement to ignore. They advertised on Facebook, showing big, large jars of green buds and inviting people to come in. The next day, tribal police and Monoman County Sheriff's deputies came to Thompson's store with a search warrant. The search warrant application filed in Minnesota District Court. A White Earth narcotic investigator said they had seen a Facebook Live. Thompson said police handcuffed him and workers at his store and held him for more than an hour while they searched the premises. He also said they went to his house where they broke into his safe and desecrated sacred items. He found his eagle feather on the floor and the ashes from the sage bowl dumped into the white sheets. They're just some rotten, dirty people, he says. To Thompson, the raid was heavy-handed. It was retribution by a spiteful tribal council for edging in on their effective monopoly. I don't know, makes sense. Neither the state nor White Earth has set up a licensing system yet for individuals to legally sell cannabis. White Earth has opened a tribal-run dispensary, only the second legal one in the state, along with Red Lake Nation. Thompson actually beat White Earth to market, opened its dispensary the day after. And that's the thing that begs the question, is where did you get to 7 pounds? You can't just magically come up with 7 pounds a day. That's not the magical seed, They just strong-armed robbed me is what they did. They strong-armed robbed me. As soon as they took my stuff, they took us out of cuffs and they left just like that. So, Monoman County attorney said in an email the case is under investigation, and he is optimistic the matter should be addressed within the next couple of weeks. This isn't the first time Thompson has publicly taunted law enforcement. Apparently, he was illegally gill netting on Gull Lake without a permit. So, apparently, there's conduct at issue. Let's see. Charging a Native American man for selling cannabis without a license smacks of the old regime. Even if the state authorities find they have the power to prosecute, doing so would be politically fraught. Minnesota's new laws on cannabis are intended to end the state's punitive approach to crime. Already, state regulators have struggled to clamp down on rampant violations of regulations on low-dose THC edibles. So, whatever. Another factor adds further confusion. While the tribal council voted to approve the adult use cannabis code on July 28th, it wasn't ratified and signed until August 1st. So they're not clear if the regulatory regime was in effect when the raid occurred, and I don't know what that means. But he thinks White Earth Tribal Council overstepped its authority by establishing rules without including anybody. New South Dakota cannabis legalization ballot initiative would let dispensaries launch adult use sales. So let's see what's happening. 21 age or older. You can have 3 ounces of cannabis, grow up to 6 plants with no more than 12 plants per household. This was proposed by Emmett Restroffer of Rapid City. So we will see 24 grams of concentrates as well as 2,400 mgs of edibles. So we'll see how that plays out. South Dakota kind of topsy-turvy with it. But again, Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. Every Thursday I get in here. Cannabis moment. People with anxiety report better sleep on days they use cannabis compared to alcohol or nothing at all. People with anxiety experience better quality sleep on days when they use it compared to days when they don't. For the study published in the Journal and Drug Alcohol Review, researchers at the U of C analyzed the subjective sleep quality of people who reported using cannabis. They wanted to understand the different ways sleep was affected. To that end, people participating in the study were asked to fill out a daily survey. And it's just sleep quality was notably better after cannabis-only days compared to co-use days. Alcohol has also been found to help people fall asleep. However, it does not enhance overall sleep quality. And you usually wake up before you want to get up and you're feeling like a da-poopy. So there you have it. Smoking stuff or vaping products that contain THC, CBD, and the terpene myrcene was especially popular for sleep. Okay. Well, we're cruising through here, huh? Apparently, MJ Biz Daily, Minnesota adult use cannabis market on track for early 2025 launch, which still seems like a long ways away. The Briner, who's under contract to February 15th, she's the interim director. She hopes to fill about a quarter of the 120 positions by spring. Briner said the state could begin accepting adult use business license apps in the fourth quarter of 2024. So we'll see how it all plays out. I just think it's interesting. You can legalize it, but then there's nowhere to buy it. But yet you can still have it and people could still buy it, but you can't go to a store. You can't just whip up a store quick. I don't know. And I don't even know what's going on with this stinking Biden's administration recent proposal to reclassify cannabis from a Schedule 1 to 3. I don't even, it's I thought it was moving along, and at first glance, reclassifying it to 3 appears to be a liberalization of federal cannabis laws, but this reclassification doesn't necessarily equate to the federal legalization of cannabis. Instead, it perpetuates a liminal state where cannabis remains federally illegal but is no longer considered as dangerous as, like, heroin. So, a key aspect of this debate is the conflicting cannabis laws at the state and federal level. So, it is a step in some direction. It's clear that it's not the leap many had hoped for. The reclassification of cannabis is a topic that deserves more discussion, and we'll see. We will see. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but in New York, public consumption is allowed, and apparently it's the only state. But legalization without the guarantee of safe, free, and open consumption is not really legalization at all. And while much of the discussion from inside and outside of the cannabis industry is about, industry, New York has quickly shown us that the right to public consumption should be one of the most important facets of any and every legalization law. And I kind of believe it. 37 states, cannabis use is largely restricted to the whims of property owners. So, again, that's not great. And so now, in the only state to recognize the Catch-22, legal consumption and allowing smoking in public, the city's media and politicians are arguing that smokers need to cut it out or go back to hiding. So, we'll see. Instead of trying to cater to the loudest detractors and shape our community. So, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Like I said, I've been to places where it's legal and it's just, the smell is really kind of non-discriminative. You're smelling it wherever. But again, you've listened to another tantalizing, so seductive 20 minutes or so of cannabis discussion. Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. I am Wilson. I'm going to wrap this up here shortly. Programming on 95.9 Radio Free Fargo, KRFFLP has been underwritten by Drummer's Journey. Drummer's Journey offers percussion instruments, hardware, electronics, accessories, and more. They have full service for drummers, including repair, custom building, and lessons. Drummer's Journey is located at Highway 10 East Mall, Moorhead. Their hours are Monday through Thursday, 11 to 7. Fridays and Saturdays, 11 to 5. Sundays, noon to 5. For more info, check out drummersjourney.com. They have a profile on Facebook. Man, I'm going to play you something now. Again, Canna-Talk ND with Wilson every Thursday. 4:20, open a big fat bag of cannabis news, and then at the end of that, I play something like this. Rhiannon Giddens, brand new. You're welcome. Oh, man, you Louisiana man. Rhiannon Giddens, vocal powerhouse from Carolina Chocolate Drops, got a new album out here. KRFF 95.9, RadioFreeFargo.org. That's what you're tapped into. Canna-Talk ND with Wilson. Wilson bowed out. No Stinky Arts Music Mart right after me. It'll go right to Fred. the AI robot, spelled with a P. And then you got the mixtape, and you got Artemis Blood Shrine. I'm out of here real shortly. This show's brought to you by Black Cottage Alchemy. Black Cottage Alchemy on Facebook. They got some lotion that'll blow your outer skin's mind. It's got comfrey, 1,200 mgs of locally grown CBD. Just a bunch of good stuff. Thank you, Black Cottage Alchemy, for sponsoring this show. I believe God created cannabis for us to use as we see fit. I worship him every Sunday. Antioch Church, 417 Main Avenue. Come through if you want to. We do a recovery class at 10 and then 11 worship. Educate yourselves on the benefits of cannabis so you can educate others on said benefits. I'll be back in next Thursday, 4 o'clock, and I just realized I don't have my outro song ready. Oh no, what are we going to do? I don't know what we're going to do. So I'm going to have to work on that as we speak. I'm doing some weird angles right here. But we're going to take care of the problem right now. No. Right now. No. Okay, let's try one more time. There, we did it. Okay, I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Judgment Day. David Allen. Peace.